Hello everybody, welcome back to Gabymathematics YouTube channel. So this video is about Form 4 Selangor 2024 year-end paper part 2. Now if you haven't watched part 1, make sure you watch it. Part 1 is about Bahagian A. Now this video today we're going to cover Bahagian B and C together. Now before we start the video, so I hope students can like this video and also share this channel to your friends. Okay, so if you already done so, let's start our first question. Let's go. Okay, let's look at question 12. So it is a pipe connector used as a material for a creative product. So the diameter of EF, okay, EF meaning the biggest one, diameter is 6. Okay, so if the diameter 6, meaning the radius will be half 3. Okay, then for GH, do you see a smaller cylinder inside? So the diameter is 4. Then the radius will be half 2 cm. Okay, question 8. So they ask us to draw to full scale. Okay, come to drawing. So you need to draw as view from X, okay, view from front. Okay, so make sure when you do drawing, you have to follow exact measurement. You have to use ruler, measure accurately. Okay, for here, for today's questions, I'm going to sketch it out, but make sure when you do it exam, use ruler. Okay, when you view from X, so make it into 2D. So do we need to draw this curved line? The answer is no, you don't need to. So all the curved line will become a flat straight line. So this curved line will become a horizontal line. So this curved line will become horizontal line. So at the end, we only need to draw a rectangle. Okay, so this. So need to draw rectangle. So this rectangle, the height is 7 cm. So make sure you draw accurately, use ruler measure. Okay, then how about the width? Okay, so the diameter just now they say EF is 6 cm. So this will be 6 cm. Okay, after you draw a rectangle, then now you think, what else we need to draw? Now inside there is also another curved line. Okay, but we don't have to draw curve. We have to make it a horizontal line. Okay, so when you view from the outside, you can't see things inside. It's hidden, correct? But you still need to draw. Now this will be a hidden line. So these two will be hidden line. So you have to draw with dotted line. Okay, so how many cm on the left and right? Okay, so the diameter, the smaller diameter inside is 4 cm. So meaning we will have left side 1 cm left and right side 1 cm. So become total 6 cm, correct? Okay, so for this 2D, so we need to draw. Okay, make sure you measure 1 cm. Okay, so the gap here 1 cm, you need to put dotted line all the way down. So here also 1 cm dotted line. So even the things you can't see, but it is there, you still need to draw, but make sure you draw with dotted line. Okay, so now we need to label the alphabet. Okay, when you label, so we view from X, you see this one E. So this one, okay, this one erase. Okay, so here G, so this one H, this one F. Okay, here B, so this one D, C, and A. Okay, now that's all. So this is the answer. Okay, B, calculate the total surface area, jumlah luas permukaan of this pipe connector. So surface area is the surface that you can touch. Okay, so now think. So this is actually a cylinder. So you can touch the outer layer. Okay, cylinder. So this curved surface you can touch. So what is the formula? So the surface area, curved surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r h. Okay, so how about the r? So we take the biggest diameter, the radius is 3. Okay, so make sure the r we put 3. How about the height? Okay, the height of this pipe 7 cm. Okay, so the h 7. Okay, plus, okay, what else we need to find? So surface area, so we need to find the ring. Okay, so there is a hole in between. Okay, so we need to find ring. So up and down also has the same ring. So meaning this ring, we need to find 2. Now, how to find this ring? So big circle minus smaller circle. Okay, so to find this big circle, radius 3, minus smaller circle, radius 2. Then you get this ring. Okay, got 2. So later we need to times 2. Okay, is there any surface that you still can touch and we haven't found yet? Okay, so we found the outer curved surface, but how about inside? So this is a pipe. So when there is a hole, your hand can go in and touch the curved surface. So there's another curved surface inside. So this is outside and there's another curved surface inside we still need to find. Okay, we need to add another smaller curved surface. Okay, so the curved surface is also 2 pi RH. Okay, how about the R? So because it is a smaller one, radius is 2. The height, okay, height is 7. Okay, so there will be these few things you need to add all together. Okay, first one, 2 pi, R is 3 square, height is 7. Okay, plus, okay, we have 2 ring, the ring. So to get ring, big circle minus small circle. Okay, circle is pi r 3 square minus a smaller circle pi r square. Okay, we already times 2. Okay, plus the inner curved surface of a cylinder. So it's 2 pi r is 2, then height is 7. Okay, so now add everything up. So this one 396. Okay, after times 2 everything, the 2 rings here will be 31, 3 over 7. Okay, plus 88. So everything add together. Okay, so we get 515, 3 over 7 cm square. So this is the total surface area. Alright, so let's go next one. Okay, question 13. So this is linear inequality. So the college offered 2 short-term courses. So we have course K and also P. So the number of students enrolled in K course is X, P course is Y. Okay, so here K is X, P is Y. Student recruitment for both courses are based on the following condition. Okay, so question A, we need to write 3 linear inequality. 3 kesamaan linear based on the condition. Okay, the first one. So they say maximum number of students is 60. So maximum, so what symbol do we use? Okay, so X plus Y, maximum meaning less than with equal sign, less than equal 60. Okay, second, the number of students for K course, K is X, so number of students in K course is X, at least 20 people. So X, at least we use the symbol of more than equal 20. Okay, so number 3, the number of K course students, okay, K means X, at most, so lebih-lebihnya, so at most means maximum. So we use the symbol, at most is less than equal. Twice the number of P course students, P is Y. Okay, so the third inequality will become X less than equal to Y. Okay, understand? So we get 3 inequality. Okay, we write down. So X plus Y less than equal 60. So X more than equal 20. So X less than equal to Y. So these are the 3 linear inequalities. Okay, then next we need to draw graph. Okay, based on the scale given, 2 cm 10 students, the graph already provided, draw and shade the region. Okay, so now we already have inequality. Okay, look at the graph. Okay, so the graph is already given the X and Y axis. Now, before we draw graph, we need to get ready all those points. So what are the points needed? Okay, so we have 3 inequality here, meaning there will be 3 lines, 3 equations. Okay, so the first one, so this X plus Y equals 60. Okay, whenever you see equation with X and Y, so you know that it is actually a slant line. When it is a slant line, you need to get at least 2 coordinates. So we create a table. So this table is for your own reference only. So these are X, Y. Okay, so 2 points. Now usually we use 0, okay, because 0 is easier to calculate. So when X is 0, Y is how much? X is 0, Y 60. When Y is 0, X also 60. Okay, so we have 2 coordinates, 0, 60, 60, 0. Okay, leave it first. Now, the second line is X equal 20. So when you see the equation has only X, so definitely not slant line. So how does this line look like? When the equation is only X, so the line will go down, touch X axis, which means it is a vertical line. So X equals 20 is a vertical line. Okay, you don't need 2 coordinates, you can straight away draw. Okay, third line is X equal to Y. So when you see got X, got Y, so it is a slant line. So when it is a slant line, you need to create a table and find 2 coordinates. Okay, we use 0. When X is 0, 0 equals to 2Y. Y is 0 also. Okay, the next point, we cannot use 0 anymore because 0 already used. So you have to think which number to use better. Now, since the answer just now we get 60, 60. The x and y axis is in the multiple of 10, like 20, 30, 40, 50. So the number you choose must be multiple of 10 also. Don't use some weird number, odd number. Okay, I use y 30. When y is 30, so x equal 2 times 30. So x is 60. Okay, so 60, 30. So we can find this point in the graph. Okay, so now we have 3 points, everything ready. Okay, use pencil. First, 0, 60. 0, 60 here. Another one, 60, 0 here. So you can connect these 2 points together and get a straight line. But make sure you check, should we draw solid or dotted line? Okay, so the inequality just now we put is all with equal sign. Got equal sign means it is a solid line. Okay, so now take out a ruler, join them up with a solid straight line. Okay, so after you draw, label this line x plus y equals to 60. Now, where should we shade later, lorotkan later, up or down? Okay, so the symbol we put less, smaller, less means down. Okay, you can do a small marking. Later, the answer will be at the bottom of this line. Okay, now leave it aside first. Okay, the second line. Second line is this x equals 20. So it's just a vertical line. Okay, you can straight away draw x equals 20. Here. Okay, so make sure you label the equation beside. So x equals 20. Now, where should we shade later? On the left or right? So the symbol we used just now is more than. More means right hand side. Okay, so you do small marking. So the answer is on the right hand side. Okay, so now the third line. Okay, third line, 2 coordinates, 0, 0, 60, 30. Okay, 0, 0 here, 60, 30 here. Okay, connect them, solid line also. Okay, once you're done with this, okay, you label x equal to y. Now, where should we shade up or down? Okay, look at the symbol. Now, the symbol, this is called less than. But, so I want all of you to pay attention here. So, y is always our subject. So we have to depend on y. So if y is on the right hand side, so we have to read the sign from right to left. Okay, so y is on the right hand side, so we read from this direction. This symbol is actually more than. Okay, so I repeat, this is actually more than. Always depends on y. From the direction of y to the other side. Okay. Or sometimes you may rearrange the inequality. So you can put the y on the left-hand side. So this one is 2y more than equal x. Okay, so this symbol is actually more. So you have to shade up instead. Okay, so can you tell which region, okay, which part got 3 arrows, 3 different color? So just a red color line down, blue color line to the right, then green color line up. So at the end, the answer is actually this triangle. This triangle. Okay, understand? So we've done. Okay, so now let's see what they want next. See, okay, based on the graph, okay, so all the answer is from the graph. Determine, now we need to determine minimum number of students who register for K course. K is actually X just now, correct? So we need to find X. What is the minimum of X? If the student who register for P course is 30, so P course is Y. When Y is 30, X minimum how much? Okay, repeat. When y is 30, x minimum how much? This one you have to read from your graph. So you find y 30. So y-axis 30 here. Okay, then we put dotted line. Okay, from 30 go dotted line all the way until it touches solid line. Okay, so the first point here will be the minimum. Minimum is 20. Okay, minimum 20. Okay, let's write down. Minimum 20 students. Okay, next, number 2, part 2. Calculate the total fees collected if the fees for K course and P course is 5,625 and 6,150 respectively. Okay, so we use the x and y just now. Okay, so when x is 20, minimum 20, y just now they say 30. Okay, so the cost of x, which is the K, okay, right here, 5,625. Then y is 6,150, correct? Okay, so now we can find the total fees. Okay, so the total fees will be 5,625 times 20, we have 20 students, plus 6,150 times 30 students. Okay, so now add everything up. So it's 184,500. Okay, add together. Okay, so the total fees is 297,000. Alright, let's look at question 14. So they show stamp and leaf plot. So we have two cafe here, cafe A, cafe B. So these are the sales. Okay, so how do we read this? So here the key show us. So this is 503 ringgit for cafe A. So 502 ringgit for cafe B, and so on. Okay, so part A, what do they ask? So based on the stem and leaf, you need to determine the range and the mood for both cafe A and also cafe B. So do you all still remember what is range? Julat means? So range is always take the biggest value minus the smallest value. The biggest minus the smallest. Okay, how about mood? Mood is the data that appeared the most. So with the highest frequency. So the data that you keep seeing. So which one? So we need to find both cafe A and B. Okay, for range, right, cafe A, the biggest data. So it is 654. Then the smallest is 503. Okay, here. 654 minus 503. 654 minus 503, so it is 151. So that's the range of cafe A. Okay, the range of cafe B, so the biggest data 652, the smallest is 502. 652 minus 502. So it is 150. Let me check one more time. 652 minus 502. Okay, 150. Okay, next, mood. Mood for cafe A, which data do you see the most? So we have 551 again twice. We have 604 also. So these two numbers appear the same number of times. So meaning cafe A has two mood. So it can be more than one mood, guys. So 551 and 604. 604. Okay, both appear two times. How about cafe B, the mood for cafe B? So which data appear the most? Okay, so there's only one number appear two times, which is 608. And then 608 again. Correct? So 608 is the mood. Okay, so now let's look at part 2. Okay, part 2, they ask us to find mean and standard deviation for both cafe. Okay, 6 marks. So each cafe will be 3 marks. Okay, so to find mean, so you need to add everything up. Okay, guys, I write here. Okay, I write at the side, so it's easier to refer. So for cafe A, to find mean, you add all the data together. Or like 503, 507, 551, 551, 555, 609, 604, 604, 651, 654. Divide by, okay, divide by the number of data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10. Okay, let's find the mean. $5,789 divided by 10. So we get 578.9. So that's the mean for cafe A. Next, we're going to find the standard deviation, sisihan PIY for cafe A. Okay, so standard deviation, do you still remember the formula? So standard deviation formula is without the square. So it's square root sum of x squared divided by n minus mean square. Okay, so the sum of x squared here means every data you have to square. Okay, there's no shortcut, so you have to square one by one. So square root. Okay, every data here square before add together. So 503 square, 507 square, so square, square, 609 square, 604 square, 604 square, 651 square, 654 square, divided by n, which is 10, minus mean square. So the mean we found is 578.9 square. So key in calculator. Now you can find the sum of x squared first. Don't be too greedy. Press everything together. Then later got mistake. Okay, so find the sum of x squared. How much? Okay, so you get 3,377,315 divided by 10 minus 578.9 square, finally square root answer. So the standard deviation is 51.05. So this is Cafe A. Okay, so you just have to repeat for Cafe B in order to get full mark. Okay, Cafe B. So let's find mean. Okay, so we need to refer to the table again. Okay, so to find mean, all the data 502, 507, 551, 552, 555, 559, 602, 608, another 608, 652. Divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 data also. Okay, calculate. Okay, you should get 5,696, then divide by 10, so which is 569.6. Okay, so that's the mean. Okay, so now find standard deviation. Okay, square root. So every data have to square. Okay, 502 square. Square. Divide by 10 minus mean square. So this one, the square root longer. Minus mean 569.6 square. Okay, square root. So find sum of x squared first. $3,264,700. Okay, divide by 10 minus 569.6 square, then square root answer. So we get 45.01. Okay, so now we get 6 marks. Okay, let's see what the question one next. Okay, B. In between cafe A and B, which cafe has more consistent sales? Justify your answer. So to find consistency, okay, look at the standard deviation. The lower the standard deviation, the more consistent it is. So cafe B, so the answer should be cafe B, is more consistent. Okay, why? So the answer is to give reason, justify your answer. Okay, because its standard deviation is lower than cafe A. Lower than cafe A. Okay, for BM student, so cafe B kerana sisihan piawainya lebih rendah berbanding dengan cafe A. Okay, so you get full marks. So let's go next one. Okay, let's look at question 15, probability. So a basket has 7 red balls and 5 blue balls. So total 12 balls. 2 balls are chosen at random, one by one from the basket. Okay, if the first ball is blue, then the blue ball is returned before the second ball is chosen. But if the first ball is not blue, then the ball is not returned, then the second ball is chosen. Okay, so got condition. Determine whether the event getting 2 getting 2 red ball are dependent event or independent event. Dependent event means the first event will affect the second one. The number of ball lesser, that's why the second probability will be affected. So it's called dependent event. So independent event means put it back. The number of ball, no changes. So that's called independent. So what do you think? So if getting 2 red ball, what happened? If the first ball is not blue, then it's not written. So meaning there will be 1 ball lesser. So this situation is called dependent. Okay, so the answer here, it is dependent event. Okay, dependent event. So the reason is because the first ball is not written. Thus, the probability of choosing second ball will be affected. So that's why it is called dependent event. BM students, so this is called peristiwa bersandar. Okay, kerana bola pertama, okay, bola pertama tidak dikembalikan. Maka bola kedua, maka kebarangkalian bola kedua akan dipengaruhi. So that's why it's called peristiwa bersandar. Okay, so let's fill in this table. Okay, let's fill in this 3 diagram. Now, the red ball has how many? Okay, how many red balls? So we have 7 red ball, 5 blue ball. So if the first ball is blue, okay, remember blue, put back. If it's not blue, don't put back. Okay, so this one, red ball 7/12. Blue ball, which is 5/12. Okay, so first red, if the second red also, so if it's not blue, then don't put back. So that's why the second time, if you choose red, so there will be 1 ball lesser. Okay, so now if red, then the second one is blue. So what's the probability? So blue still has 5 ball, but we have total 11 ball because the red ball, the first red ball is not written. Okay, next. If the first blue ball is blue, okay, sorry, if the first ball is blue color, then the second red. So we put back. If it's blue, we put back. So red is 7, total still 12 because we put back the first ball. Okay, so if it's blue, so no changes, 5/12. Okay, so now C. Find the probability. Find the probability that both balls are same color. Okay, so now you think, what combination do we want? Same color. So it can be red, or blue. Okay, we need to find probability of red and red, or the probability of blue and blue. Okay, red probability 7/12 times red probability again, so it's 6/11. All means plus. Okay, we start all over again. So if it's blue, 5/12, blue again, so 5/12. Okay, so let's check the final answer. So 779/1584. So this is the probability at the end. Okay, so part 2. Okay, part 2 they ask for at least 1 blue ball is chosen. Okay, so you have to think at least, the meaning of at least sekurang-kurangnya. So you choose 2 ball, one of it at least has to be blue. Okay, so which combination you don't want? So if it's red, do you want? You want at least 1 blue ball. So this combination we don't want. Okay, so red, blue, okay, this one okay, at least 1 blue. Blue, red, this one okay. Blue, at least 1. This one okay. So among these 4 combinations, you don't want red. So it will be easier to take 1 minus the combination we don't want. So we want at least 1 blue. So we don't want red and red. This one don't have blue at all. So 1 minus red is 7/12. Red again 6/11. Okay, 1 minus 7/22. So which is 15/22. So this is the answer. Okay, so let's go next one. Okay, bahagian C, you only need to answer 1 question in exam, remember. So they will give you 2 options, question 16 and question 17. So you only need to answer 1. Each question is 15 marks. Okay, in this video, I'm going to do only one question. So I will choose to do question 17. Okay, let's look at question 17. Okay, question 17 says that Puan Suhana started her business by selling ice cream at night market. Lisa bought ice cream from Puan Suhana. Okay, Puan Suhana scooped a spherical ice cream with diameter of 7 cm from the container, so which looks exactly like this. So the scoop of ice cream, diameter 7 cm, it is a sphere. Then she placed on top of the ice cream cone as shown in the diagram. Now Lisa didn't eat the ice cream immediately, then the ice cream will melt, become liquid. So assuming 1/4 of the ice cream melted, 1/4 means 1/4. Okay, 1/4 of the ice cream, 1/4 of this sphere melted, and then flow into the ice cream cone as shown. 1/3 of the ice cream cone was not filled with ice cream. Okay, so here, look closely. So this 1/3 is not filled. Not filled. Which means this part that filled with ice cream is how much? So this filled with ice cream will be 2/3 of a cone. Agree? So they say 1/3 is not filled. The 1/3 is actually the space on top. But now the filled region, which is 2/3. Okay, 2/3 of a cone. So what is the volume of a cone formula? It is 1/3 pi r square h. Okay, then for sphere, what is the formula? What is the volume of a sphere? Okay, sphere is always 4/3 pi r cube. Okay, so now calculate the maximum value of y. So you need to find the diameter here, y, and round off the answer to 3 significant figure. Okay, this whole ice cream is not melted entirely. No, it's only 1/4, a quarter. So which means the volume here, the volume in the cone, ice cream cone, is actually 1/4 of this. So 1/4 of 4/3 pi r cube is equals to the liquid here. Do you agree? So the liquid here, remember, is 2/3 of ice cream cone. Okay, so now let's check the radius of the ice cream. Okay, diameter 7, then the radius will be, r is 3.5. Okay, pi is already given, say pi say 22/7. Okay, for this cone, how about the r? So what should we put as the r? Okay, the r here, diameter is y, so this whole thing is diameter. So the radius is half of this. So the r, we have to put y/2 instead. Okay, so the height, the height of ice cream cone is 15. Okay, so now put everything together. So 1/4 times 4/3 pi 22/7, r is 3.5 cube, equals to 2/3 times 1/3 pi 22/7. So the r is y/2, correct? So r squared. So this whole thing need to square. So the square need to be given to y and 2. Okay, so here I put y/4 times h is 15. Okay, so now this everything key in your calculator. Okay, 44/11/12 equal, okay, here all these number, so this, and this one divided by 4 at the end. So we get 13/21 y square. Okay, so y square equal 44/11/12. Okay, so this is times. So if you bring over, become divide. Okay, divide 13/21. So y square equals to 17/3/20. So y equal, square bring over, square root. So y equals to, okay, so the answer, they want it to be in 3 significant figure. So 3 significant figure, 4.14 cm. So this is the answer. Okay, let's look at part B. Okay, part B. So Puan Suhana sells chocolate flavored ice cream and durian flavored ice cream. So the price of chocolate and durian, so they are X ringgit and Y ringgit respectively. Mandy bought 5 chocolate flavored ice cream, so 5X, then 2 durian, 2Y equals to this. Then Farooq bought 4 chocolate 3 durian with this price using substitution or elimination method to calculate x and y. So this is simultaneous equation, so things that you learn in Form 1. So we need to form 2 equation. Okay, whenever you want to find 2 unknown, always think of this chapter, simultaneous equation, persamaan linear serentak. Okay, so the first equation, 5x plus 2y equals to 25.5. Don't put unit, no need. Okay, equation 1. So Farooq got 4x 3y equals 26, equation 2. Now, using substitution or elimination method, so in this case, when you check the x and y both with number in front, my suggestion is to use elimination method, kaedah penghapusan. Now, we all used to use substitution. Substitution is easy, but it applies to when there is no number in front of the unknown. But now all these 4 terms with number, so it will be easier using elimination. Okay, elimination method is you have to decide which one you want to eliminate. So let's say if you want to eliminate x, so first the number in front has to be the same. So both must become 20. Or if you want to eliminate y, both this number must be the same. So now 2, 3. So both become 6. Okay. My decision is I want to make y same. I want to eliminate y. So 2 and 3 both must become 6. So equation 1 times 3. Equation 2 times 2. Okay, so we will get 2 new equations. So first equation, everything times 3. So we get 15x plus 2y times 3, 6y equal 25.5 times 3. So 76.5. Equation 3. Now the second equation, everything times 2. So this becomes 8x, 3y times 2, 6y, 26 times 2, 52. Equation 4. Okay, so now you only look at equation 3 and 4. Okay, so finally these two same. So if it's same number, then you can eliminate. Equation 3 minus equation 4. 6y minus 6y, this one eliminated, becomes 0. So if you choose minus, so everything here minus also. So these two also minus. So 15x minus 8x equals 36.5 minus 52. So 15 minus 8, 7x equal 24.5. So x is, okay, divided by 7. So x is 3.5. Now to find y, so we sub x equal 3.5 into one of the equations, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything you like. Okay, let's say I choose equation 2. 4x, okay, x changed to 3.5 plus 3y equals to 26. Okay, 4 times 3.5, 14 plus 3y equals to 26. So 3y equals, so the 14 bring over 26 minus 14, 12. So y equals to 12 divided by 3, so we get 4. Now at the end, conclude your answer. So chocolate. So chocolate is RM 3.5, durian is RM 4 ringgit. Okay, let's look at part C. So this is a financial plan. Okay, so determine the value of Q. So this Q, active income missing. So from here we can get Q. So they tell us the fixed monthly saving is 10% of the monthly income. So 10% of the monthly income, 625. So monthly income is everything here. Okay, so if this is 10%, how about 100% is how much? So the total, the original amount. Okay, since this is the 10%, so we want to find monthly income, which is the total. 100% is how much? So we can take 625, so this is 10%, divide by 10. I want to find the whole thing, which is 100%. Divide by 10 times 100. So the total is actually 6,250. So Q plus 550 should be 6,250. So to find Q, 6,250 minus 550. So Q is RM 5,700. So this 5,700. Okay, let's see part 2. Okay, determine Suhana cash flow. Aliran tunai, describe the cash flow. So how do we find cash flow? So cash flow is always total income minus total expenses, everything, all the expenses. So the money left is called cash flow. So we have to see whether it is a positive cash flow or negative. Okay, look at the total income. So the total income, so we add everything up. Okay, minus, so savings and emergency fund cannot be used. You have to leave it aside. So this one, we need to minus also. And then the expenses, everything, minus. So this is variable expenses, also minus. So see how much left. That is called cash flow. Okay, so part 2, so right here. So to calculate cash flow, aliran tunai, so we have income 5,700 plus 550 minus savings 625 minus emergency fund 200. Okay, minus the expenses, we have fixed expenses 1,650 plus 850 and 450. So everything this one minus, and also minus the other expenses, variable expenses, perbelanjaan tidak tetap 250, 265. 1,300 and also 500. Okay, so at the end, how much? So at the end, okay, straight away right answer. So I will get 160 ringgit. So 160 ringgit is actually positive cash flow. Okay, so here they ask us to describe the cash flow. Huraikan aliran tunai. Okay, so the answer will be, you can just simply write, she has a positive cash flow of RM 160 ringgit. Okay, so for BM, so dia mempunyai aliran tunai positif sebanyak RM 160. Alright, that's all for all the questions. So we have done bahagian A, B and C together. So if you have any question regarding this paper, you can always leave me some comment. If you find this video is useful, share to your close friend as well. So I will see all of you in the next video. Bye bye.